We love bragging about Nashville. We're the it city, we're Smashville. We have the best fans in sports. We're always talking about all these great, great things, but we're also one of the worst cities in America when it comes to violence on women.
In the state of Tennessee, we're 5th in the nation for men killing women, and our Metro Police Department responds to a call every 20 minutes. But we don't often know how prevalent the issue is until it's brought to us and it hits us right in the face.
8 or 9 years ago, a mutual friend reached out to see if I would meet with a woman named Pat Shea, who ran the YWCA. She walked me through numbers that were beyond staggering, beyond frightening, and I did not believe a word she said. And she had probably seen this many, many times, and she said, do yourself a favor, or don't, because it's gonna scare you. When you leave here, reach out to a few of the women in your life. I called my sister, and then another sister, another, my mom, and then I went home and told my wife, I can't believe what I heard. I can't believe the numbers. But worse, I couldn't believe the things that I heard from all the women in my life. They weren't shocked by the numbers. They thought the numbers were too low, actually, because of their own experiences with their own friends or people they work with. And it hit really, really hard.
Every single one of us is connected to a woman or girl who is a victim of violence. And oftentimes, as men and boys, you're oblivious to it. You don't even know it.
That's why when she introduced the goal of ridding this area of domestic abuse, violence against women, you had to jump on board. It was really that simple. We had a meeting with all of our players, we had a meeting with all of our staff, and explained to them what the problem was and what we were gonna try to do. And we weren't sure what the steps were gonna be. Everyone said, I'm in. I'm in, absolutely. And the first awareness we did a video with our players where literally they had, it was called Unsilence the Violence.
So why wouldn't I speak up?
We realized we need to tap into the good men to make sure that they help shine attention to it and then model what they do, for, the kids coming up behind them so they have something better to model themselves after.
AMEND Together is a primary prevention initiative that's dedicated to ending violence against women and girls by engaging men and boys to be a part of the solution. At the end of the day, violence is a learned behavior. And if it's something that can be learned, it can also be unlearned.
When we first launched AMEND, we all thought the best way to do it was to work with youth coaches to really influence 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old boys.
As we look at masculinity and manhood, it's not about throwing it away. It's not about completely starting over. It's really about amending it and doing it together as men and boys, together as a community.
AMEND Together is a great program that helps really teach young men about healthy masculinity. It was important for me to get Caden involved because I thought having a curriculum behind it, something to really learn from, and other people to speak into his life was really important.
They teach you how to respect women and how to respect yourself. It's empathy and sympathy, all that kind of stuff.
We talk about everything from healthy relationships to signs of abuse. What does it really mean to be a man in contrast to what's going on in the world and societal roles and expectations? Where did we learn those things, and is it helpful? Is it harmful? Is it serving us well? And how is it serving other people?
You can teach it all day long at home, but as we all know, having grown up, peer pressure is real. And as a young man, you're trying to be liked, you want to be friends with everybody. So I sometimes say, well, it's not that bad. I'm not doing it and I won't say anything.
We see the objectification of women. We see women being demeaned and devalued. We see the commercials and the movies and the pornography, and the list goes on. And that's what this program does. It allows people to really stop and understand what's happening to other people.
When I hear that some women are treated unfair, it makes me mad because this is not what should be happening.
We talk about what it means to be a catalyst for change in our school communities, really being able to step up and to speak out when we see things happening, but really to be role models for other young people as well.
AMEND comes into play a lot because you want young men to know that they have support in doing the right things, that when they take those stances, that they're not by themselves.
And oftentimes for men and boys, we've been socialized that we solve problems through violence. And so there's not another option, so we think, until we experience AMEND together. And that gives us an opportunity to change this culture so that the violence never happens in the first place. AMEND together gives them a blueprint. It gives them a roadmap to how to create healthy and respectful relationships.
We've seen how this changes young men's thoughts. We've watched it. We've seen them change and be different from the way they thought about young ladies. And we have seen a lot of young men grow by having meaningful conversations with them. We're using the AMEND curriculum.
COVID-19 has really brought together a perfect storm. And so we have, through the use of technology and a commitment and passion for this mission, revamped our curriculum to be provided in a virtual space so that regardless of the boat that our students are in, that they're still able to engage and they're still able to go through our programming and they're still able to get the mentoring that they need.
A lot of people just naturally thought we weren't going to fund the program again this year because of our own financial setbacks. We went from one of the busiest venues in the world to no events, no activity at all. And for us, it was pretty simple. We needed to do more, not less, during the toughest times.
It's taken creativity. We've had to pivot. It's been difficult. It's been hard. But we have been able to overcome due to the generosity of those in our community who have helped to keep the funding going for us to deliver the curriculum and to deliver our programming in the community. But it's also been the resilience of our young people. We have a long way to go. But when we do it together, we're able to accomplish a community mission and goal of making this community the safest in the world for women and girls.
A lot of people ask us, why AMEND? There are so many places you could put your resources. I ask them, why are you not joining AMEND? Why are you not getting behind the why? We need to stop the violence on our women.
We can literally cut the head off the snake. We can actually end the problem before it ever starts. And that is the best benefit of what AMEND can be.
Everybody should be treated equal, not less, not more. Everybody's equal.